Hi everyone, we are back trying to get on the road here with launching our channel. Today we are going to talk about a little bit about the 1099s. If you're a client, you've been receiving a lot of telephone calls about these 1099s, trying to get information from you as far as what needs to go on the form. So today we're going to talk about what is a contractor, what's an employee. We're going to talk about how do we streamline the process so that at the end of the year we don't have a lot of issues trying to find out who did we pay to, what's their information, what's their address. So first of all, a 1099 is a documentation that goes out to those people that you pay or those professionals that you pay, such as attorneys or accountants, for services that are not your employees. Anyone that receives from you $600 or more during the year that is not your employee, they're most likely going to get a 1099. They need to get a 1099. So what's happening is that we reach the end of the year. We got 10-15 people that you've paid $1,000 here, $750 over there, and by the end of the year you have a big number that you've paid them, and we need to issue them a 1099. So the first thing that we're going to recommend is at the beginning of the year, we have sent you a form W-9. Go ahead and print those out. And the first time you pay someone that's not your employee, that you're paying them for professional services, either a subcontractor or any other kind of professional services, that you give them this W-9 and you say, my CPA wants me to have this W-9 for everyone that I make a payment to. So what does that do? That actually gives us the information we need at the end of the year to issue them the form 1099 that we prepare for you. At the end of the year, we compile everything that you've paid to everyone. We then send you a list, but if you've already given us a W-9 for that person, then we're gonna have their information and we're not gonna ask you for it. Now, the question I always get from clients is, who is my employee? Who's my subcontractor? And that's a very valid question. One item is a lot of people, there's people that want to be your contractor up until the time, your subcontractor, up until the time they need to prepare their tax return. Why? Because when they prepare that tax return and they owe everything, the federal, the social, and the Medicare for what you've given them a 1099 for, they're all of a sudden questioning, was I really their subcontractor or was I their employee? And that can bring issues to you as the person making the payment. So the important part is that we document, that we follow the rules, and that we only treat those people that are subcontractors as subcontractors. So one key item when you look at the IRS regulations on determining who is a contractor and who is an employee is that the behavioral control. That's what even the IRS calls it. That means that someone that you control the information, that you say, okay, for example, you need to come to my office 8 to 5. I give you my equipment, I give you a space, and you do the work here. That means me as the employer, I have the control. That is my employee. Now, if on the other hand, I have a person that I say, listen, here are these 3 clients and they're your responsibility. You do them when you want, you do them in whatever computer you want, you do it at home, you do it here if you want. I'll have a space for you, but you don't have to come. You come if you want to come or if you need to come because you don't have internet or whatever reason, then that is a contractor. That is the difference between one person and the other. One does their own schedule. There's no control on the side of the person paying them. Meaning they're not going to be after, hey, did you work 3 hours? What did you work? You know, use my computer. No. I mean, it doesn't mean that the subcontractor cannot go into your computer system and work from your software to do the work. It doesn't mean that. They can't. What it means is that you cannot be telling them what time to come in, what time to leave, you know, what they need to do, as far as you have the control of what happens when it happens. Now, the important part, so what happens, usually a subcontractor doesn't work just for you, and that's one of the rules too. When the IRS audits you for whatever reason and they determine whether this person was your employee or not, one of the things that they're going to look at is A, were you in control? And B, who was the person that was following up on making sure that that person was there or not. This person may have 10 different people that they work with. So therefore, they're not your employee because they offer that same service to many different people. But when it's one person that you only work, that person only works for, and it's you, there it's questionable. That person may be your employee. Now, why do some people like to get a 1099? Because you'll get a person say, hey, I just want to be 1099. Why? Because they don't want the taxes taken out. And they're going to turn around and say, I'm going to put this on I'm going to go ahead and I made $10,000, and guess what? I'm going to put a lot of expenses. I'm going to put my cell phone, my miles, my computer, my iPad that I bought, my office supplies. I'm going to put all this stuff. And by the time I'm done, I'm only going to have income of 5. And then I'm going to pay taxes on that. Versus if you were an employee, there's nothing to deduct, especially now after 2018, that the unreimbursed employee expenses are no longer even allowed in your Schedule A. So there's a lot of items. Now, from the employer side, which I'm talking right now to my business clients, you need to be careful that you're not really treating an employee as a 1099. Because if at the end of the day, that employee comes back and says, hey, I was their employee and they were trying not to, pay taxes for me, then you're going to end up having a big situation trying to, document and give the proof that, hey, that person was not my employee, they were my contractor. And the problem is that if you don't have it well documented, and if you treat different people that are doing the same things differently, then you're going to have a hard time doing that. And if that happens, you're going to owe all the taxes, the social security that was owed on that amount that you paid them. You're going to owe it all, plus you're going to owe unemployment, plus you're going to owe some penalties. So I'm hoping that this helps you as far as determining. If you have any questions related to it, please call us. 1099s were due to the contractors by the end of January. The 1096 and reporting to the IRS is due by February 28th. So it's time to get these done to make sure that you don't have penalties for not sending them out. Thank you so much for watching us today. We're going to continue to put this up. Please, if you like it, subscribe to our channel so that you know whenever we put information. If you need any additional help, please call us. We're here and we want to help you so that we can minimize and also help you with the transition of the new tax law as we start 2018, which are some of the things we're going to be talking about coming up. Thank you so much.